Hello everyone, welcome to Roma Theory. It's that time. Oh no, I leaked the lineup. I leaked the predicted 11. Right, there we go. Don't pay too much attention to it. We'll get there in a second. The time has come. The time has come. It's that time of the year where we play against our biggest rivals, where we play against our cousins which live on the other side of the river Tiber. It's always a great event. It's always an incredibly passionate event, which both Lazio fans and Roma fans live for. But it's also one of those events in football games that drives you crazy because I feel sick thinking about Sunday. I feel utter vomit in me thinking about Sunday. And how we can't lose, how we need to win. And we're coming from such a poor performance yesterday that we so need a reaction that it's not me wanting the reaction, it's the players themselves who need a reaction and are the first ones to want to get a reaction from yesterday's game. And it's never good. Look, derby preparations are never good. You feel sick, you've got headaches and all of that. But my point here, I just want Sunday to come. I cannot wait for this any longer. I just want it to come. I just want it to be Sunday. Play the game, and obviously you're gonna win because, as you can read from today's title, this is a must-win derby for Roma. There's only one result that Roma needs to focus on Sunday. There is only one result that Roma needs to focus on Sunday. Let me repeat that again. One result. Draw is useless. Defeat, let's not even talk about it. You have to win. You have to win. And it's not easy to win because it's a derby, first of all. And second of all, it's a Lazio Roma game. And third of all, you're coming from a terrible performance in the Czech Republic yesterday. But you have to win. And we'll get into this now. We'll speak about them. I'll go through my predicted 11. And we'll make through this match preview. Hello everyone in the chat, by the way. Hello Viola. Hello Giulio. Hello Fabian. Hello Paolo. Hello. How are we feeling? How are we feeling? Everybody let us know. How are we feeling in the chat? Are we anxious? Are we nervous? Are we confident? Yeah, let me know in the live chat. Anyways, let's start. Where should we start? Let's start with us. Let's start with us because it's so important to start speaking about us. Now, I didn't go live for a match reaction yesterday just because I am so fixed into this derby game. If we hadn't had the derby this Sunday, I would have gone live for a match reaction. But I didn't go live for the match reaction yesterday because I'm like, right, we just need to focus on the derby. There is no need for me to focus on this Slavia Prague game. But in order to start speaking about us and us coming towards this game, we have to speak about yesterday. What the hell was that? We had one result. We had one result that we had to avoid, and that result was conceding 2 goals because of goal difference. And yet, we were so idiotic that we conceded 2 goals. Did we see that game yesterday? That game was appalling. There wasn't one player on that pitch which played and deserved the man of the match shout. There isn't one player which played with pride and passion yesterday. We were like, what the hell are we doing? I hope that is because we have the derby this Sunday. I just hope that yesterday's performance was like that because we have got one of the biggest games of the season this Sunday. Because had we had any other game, yesterday's game would have been unjustifiable. It still is unjustifiable. And the only way to justify the defeat is if you win this derby. Because now you're in a position where I don't see Slavia Prague losing against Sheriff. I don't see Slavia Prague losing at home against Servette. You're in a position where, first of all, you got to try and hope that Slavia Prague miss and fall somewhere, which I don't think they will, because they were clearly better than both Servette and Sheriff Tiraspol. And number two, you're in a position where the only way you get first if you score a plentiful of goals in the last two games. Otherwise, we won't get first. In a group stage which had three teams who didn't even know they played football before they got drawn in our group stage. It's unacceptable to not get first in that group stage, yet alone not get 4 points from that group stage. And if we don't get first in that Europa League group stage, it's all because of that stupid game yesterday. That stupid game yesterday could cost us the first position, and thus means playing the two remaining games, which had we won yesterday, we could have avoided. And it also means that we need to play two playoffs against a team which gets relegated from the Champions League, which is never good. Look, Lazio is coming from the last league game from Lazio was a defeat, and the last league game from Roma was a win. The last European game for Lazio was a win, and the last European game for Roma was a draw. So both these teams are coming towards this derby on a very twisty path, because Roma looks better in the league, and Lazio has been better in Europe over these past few weeks. And derbies are all about how you step up in that game, the attitude you have, the mentality you have, and the will you have in those 90 minutes. Coming towards a derby, league form, Europe's form goes out of the window. Because as we've seen many times in the Rome derby, the team who comes from defeats normally wins the derby. This is a special case for the Rome derby. This just shows you that it just shows you that the Rome derby is so unpredictable. It's one of those games which is a 50-50, could go either way. So it really does depend on how we step up on that pitch. But again, stepping up on that pitch means having a fucking game plan. If we step up on that pitch on Sunday, playing like yesterday, forget about winning. If we step up on that pitch like we played against Inter Milan, forget about winning. Stepping up for a football game doesn't just mean wanting to win that game, but it also means having an idea of what to do to try and beat them. And I'm sorry, but yesterday the game plan was inexistent. Against Inter, the game plan was inexistent. Because ultimately, you got to win these games. And if we play like we played against Inter or yesterday, we're not going to win these games. But it's not me saying that. It's the law of football. If you don't shoot, how can the ball go in? Please, somebody explain to me. If you don't have a physical contact between your foot and the ball in the direction of the goal, how can you score? How can you score? So there needs to be an attacking identity in Sunday's game. Yes, don't get me wrong, we have to defend, and it's a very important thing. Of course it's a very important thing. We surely have to defend. But we also need to score goals, something which in big games this team never does. Never does. And this is what I'm saying. We need to start bringing this league consistency into big games. Because if we don't start winning big games, we will never make that ultimate jump. And this is a big game. There is no bigger game than this in the league. This is a big game under all effects. We need to win. We need to attack. We need to have a good attitude. We need to have a game plan, which is a variable game plan, not just a one-sided game plan, which if it collapses, we don't have an idea what to do. It needs to be a well-balanced game. Like that, you can win a game. Otherwise you can't. But look, form goes out of the window. It's all about how you step up. It's all about having prepared this game. The team got back from the Czech Republic today. They got back training today. Some players are back training. In fact, we've got a lot of injuries back. Pellegrini is back training with the group, partial training with the group today. That means that he most probably won't start tomorrow's game, but he'll be sitting on that bench to maybe impact the game if we need him. Renato Sanchez obviously is back from his injury. Dybala is obviously back from his injury. Spinazzola is also back from his injury. So we have a full, complete squad. We can make decisions on who to start with on Sunday, apart from Chris Smalling in defence. And I'm very curious to see the starting lineup and what it will be, if it will be more offensive or if it will be more defensive. But yeah, we need to win on Sunday for the league because, again, if we don't win on Sunday, that top four gap, it would get bigger and bigger. We need to win because it's this game means so much to the fan base, to the city of Rome. This is one of the most important games of the season. The city goes on lockdown the morning before Derby. If you speak to somebody about the game, they will look at you like, what the hell are you asking me? It means so much that we need to see a reaction from yesterday's game. Why I'm hopeful for Sunday's game is the way Mourinho reacted post-defeat yesterday. I found it very good. And in fact, I also found it very surprising because for the first time, I've seen Mourinho take responsibilities for yesterday's defeat. For the first time, I have seen Mourinho say that the players were unprofessional, which is absolutely correct. But he's also said it's my fault. And that's a strategy. That's pre-Derby strategy. That's a strategy to make these players realize that if they don't play well, the fans are gonna lynch them on Sunday. So Mourinho post-match yesterday started going, lack of unprofessionalism, terrible game, they deserved the win, it's my fault, I've never seen such a game, and he's done that on purpose to put those flames in the eyes of those players. And with such a reaction, you surely will with such a reaction coming from the manager, you surely will expect a reaction on Sunday. Because if Mourinho has criticised the team yesterday, took responsibility, said how the lack of unprofessionalism was terrible, you expect the team to turn up on Sunday. And that's the hopeful part. Look, people asking for predictions. I'm not going to give predictions because you never give predictions before a derby. It's a 50-50 game. What I will say is, yes, it could end as a draw, but a draw is useless for both Lazio and Roma. And don't get me wrong, the fact that it's useless for both us and them could then suggest that it will end up as a draw because both teams are scared to lose this one. But a draw would be useless. A draw would be useless for us and for them. So I expect a team who will want it more and who will show it on the pitch. Speaking about them, they're coming from the Feyenoord win, but they've got a few injuries. Zaccagni is in fact in doubt for this game, and he most probably won't start this one. And Luis Alberto had an injury against Feyenoord. He's in doubt, but he will most probably start. That does mean that Pedro will start. God gracious me, that guy always turns up against us. There's something about Pedro and Felipe Anderson which always makes them turn up against us. Immobile, I'm not scared. I mean, look, had we had Smalling, I would have been even less scared. But Immobile, I'm not scared. They haven't got Milinkovic-Savic anymore. Their football relies on Luis Alberto. So the second we mark Luis Alberto well, they will lack creativity up front. It's similar to Dybala. Luis Alberto is their Dybala. If they mark Dybala well, then they can lack the creativity and the chances created. If we mark Luis Alberto well, they can limit our attacks. Their defense has conceded goals this year. It's been worse than last year. It's just so equal. It's just impossible to predict the derby. In terms of overall team, I think we have a better team, especially because we've got a lot of players who are back from their injuries. So in terms of the overall teams and quality, I think we're better than them. But that does not necessarily mean that we're the favourites. I mean, according to the bookies, we are the favourites. and I don't like that because I hate reading that Roma are the favourites in games. It never goes to plan. But yeah, the bookies do say that we are the favourites. It's because we've lost three. If we lose this derby, we would lose the third consecutive derby. That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing. That's never happened before in recent years. That's another reason why this team can't lose. Losing three consecutive derbies would be disastrous. Disastrous. I mean, let's not even think about it. But that's the way it is. We can't lose. We just can't lose. That is the phrase of this match preview is we can't lose. In fact, I'm gonna give a great update to this phrase and go, we have to win. Because not losing and having to win are very different. Because there's a draw in between. And as I said at the start, a draw is useless. It would be useless. Don't get me wrong, you can get good draws, 2-2s, but we don't need a draw. We need 3 points. We need 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. La, la, la. 1, 2, 3. Right, I'm rambling. You can tell from the way I'm speaking, I am nervous. Let's speak about the predicted 11. Just before that, the biggest threat from Lazio is high pressure, and we've seen this because we lost a lot of derbies because they pressed us high and we lost those. Ibanez! Yeah, we know that very well. Their biggest threat is pressing high and going vertical. So we have to be very careful. It's Ndika's first derby, so I'm extremely scared. And it's Llorente's first derby too, I believe. I'm extremely scared. But at least we don't have Ibanez. I mean, I'm expecting a banner from the Lazio fans going, no Ibanez, no party. Because it's a man. And look, you will go, oh well, Simo, stop joking. I'm not joking. I am not joking. Look at the stats. All the derbies we lost under Mourinho are because of Ibanez. Love him or hate him, that's the truth. So not having Ibanez, it really is a benefit for us. The derby in March, Ibanez gets a red card and that influences the game. The derby last November, Ibanez loses the ball and they win 1-0. Derby 2 years ago, where we lose 3-0, Ibanez had a nightmare. It's the truth. Love him, great defender. Hate him, terrible defender. He costs us derbies. So not having him is great. And don't get me wrong, it's Ndika's first derby. He needs such a good concentration on Sunday, otherwise he'll turn into Ibanez. Because, oh my god, I just need to stop talking. I'm genuinely, I'm more nervous than these players, and that's not good enough. Right, let's speak about the predicted 11. This is the predicted 11. Rui Patricio, Ndika, Llorente, Mancini. No comments there. Spinazzola and Karsdorp on the two sides. Don't you dare start Christensen in this game. Don't even think about putting Christensen in this game. Karsdorp needs to start because he's got that derby experience, and derbies are all about experience. On the other side, I've gone with Spinazzola. Fingers crossed he'll be back. He is coming from an injury, but he's back training with the group, suggesting me that he's ready. Spinazzola needs to start this game. If Spinazzola doesn't start this game, El Shaarawy needs to start. Don't even think about starting Zalewski. Don't even think about starting Zalewski. Same discussion as Christensen. Christensen and Zalewski need to be banned from the pitch. Not because I hate them, but because they can't defend. And derbies are all about single mistakes, capitalize them, and score a goal. So Spinazzola, if not El Shaarawy, and on the other side Karsdorp. Cristante and Paredes in the middle. I would love Bove to start to give that youth intensity in there, but he's unexperienced. He is an academy player. He's not ready to start this game. Paredes, let's not worry. Let's not forget the experience Paredes has. He won a World Cup. He knows big games. He used to win derbies a lot in the past with us. In that period where we always beat Lazio, it wasn't even competitive that we always beat them when we had Salah and Nainggolan. So Paredes knows this game, and Paredes needs to start. Cristante will start and has to start. I'm going Renato Sanchez. And look at where I've put Renato Sanchez. I've put him more advanced. That's exactly what I mean. That is exactly what I mean. Starting Renato Sanchez in this game immediately shows us that we have a game plan. Because Renato Sanchez is that player which moves vertical, and serves Lukaku and Dybala. Not starting Renato Sanchez in this game, in my opinion, would be an immediate answer that we want to play defensive football. And we can't. We have to attack. That's why Renato Sanchez starts. And Lukaku, Dybala up front. We need you guys. Lukaku, it's his first derby. He knows derbies well. He's played the Milan derby. He's played the Manchester derby. He's played the London derby. He knows big games. Romelu, please score. Dybala hasn't played many derbies lately because of injuries. But Didi, you need to do something. We have to win this game. It's going to be a physical game. It's going to be an aggressive game. Expect yellow cards. It's going to be a close game. And bring it on. I mean, look, we could go on, speak about this game for the entire night. But to be honest with you, that's not what I want to do. Because we can speak for days and days, but if the team doesn't turn up, all of these words that we're pronouncing are useless. I will be there at the stadium. If anyone is there, stay safe, enjoy the game. Maybe we can see each other. I'll be there. Get the support from home. Get the support if you're going there. The team needs us. Yes, it's a Lazio Roma game, but Roma fans are never too little. We always make ourselves big, even if the majority of the stadium will be Lazio fans on Sunday. And let's fucking do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's send the rats back swimming in the River Tiber. Let's do that. Do you have a score prediction? I'm not giving predictions, mate. You don't give predictions before derbies. That's just the rule. And again, if anyone likes betting here, don't bet on this game. Don't bet on this game. Do not bet on this game for whatever reason. Is this our first derby with Dybala fit? I believe so. Pedro. Lazio will play the long ball behind our three centre-backs because in there is the space. Yeah, concede me fear. But look, this room is full of mosquitoes. I don't know what it is. But yeah, hopefully we win. Forza Roma sempre. Dai. Talk to you tomorrow. I'm not sure if Mourinho is going live. I don't think he is, seeing the reaction post-match yesterday. But we'll get those 24 hours prior vibes tomorrow. So smash the like, subscribe to the channel. Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. Dai. Talk to you soon.